Hey everyone, Stratabean here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at a deck that's all about legendary weapons, explosive combats, and one hero who's more than enough to win the battle by herself. The commander is the protagonist of Final Fantasy XIII herself, Lightning, Army of One. So who is Lightning and what does she do? Lightning is a 3/2 human soldier with First Strike, Trample, and Lifelink that costs 3 mana and Boros, and her effect is whenever Lightning deals combat damage to a player until your next turn, if a source would deal damage to that player or permanent that player controls, it deals double that damage instead. This deck is a Voltron deck that wins by stacking equipment on Lightning, taking multiple combat steps, and smashing through with lethal damage. But it's not just linear, it's backed by a cast of legends, treasure engines, and combat tricks that make every game feel like a cinematic boss fight. Let's get into it. Overview. At its core, this deck wants to do 3 things. 1. Rampant cheat on equip cost so Lightning can suit up quickly. 2. Tutor out exact weapons needed for the current matchup. And 3. Close the game with massive combat damage, often in just 1 or 2 attacks. Core synergies. The heart of this deck is the equipment package. We got equipment such as the Reaver Cleaver, which gets you treasure tokens every time the equipped creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, bringing you more resources. Colossus Hammer is the one-shot kill piece, especially with Ruinor or Pure Steel Paladin on board to skip the massive equip cost. Sword of Fire and Ice, Feast and Famine, and War and Peace provide protection, value, and mana advantage. Utility gear like Hammer of Nazan, Swiftfoot Boots, and Conqueror's Flail ensures Lightning stays safe. And we got some flavorful inclusions from Final Fantasy such as Buster Sword and Genji Glove. For our supporting cast, we got Pure Steel Paladin and SRAM Senior Edificer, which draw you cards every time you cast an equipment spell. Ruinor Battle Hammer, Halvar God of Battle, and Blacksmith Talent makes equipping creatures cheaper and combats more explosive. Blade Historian, Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight, and Twin Flame Tyrant double Lightning's power output, turning even modest swings into game-ending blows. Hedis Emberclaw Familiar makes it so that every time you deal damage with Lightning, the damage is dealt to your other opponents as well. And for flavor and backup, creatures like Cloud, Midgar Mercenary, Furion, and Gilgamesh can all step in as secondary Voltron threats if Lightning is removed. For our protection resilience, we got Boros Charm and Flare of Fortitude, which makes your board indestructible. Robostar's phases your commander out of danger. Swiftfoot Boots and Mythrocope ensures she sticks around with Hexproof and Indestructible respectively. And Sigarda's Aid allows for instant speed equips, letting you respond to removal with surprise protection. Support and control. Path to Exile, Source of Plowshares, and Lightning Bolt deal with creatures cleanly. Taunt from the Rampart forces the entire table to open themselves up for Lightning's attacks. Meanwhile, the Rampant Draw package, Smothering Tithe, Jessica's Will, Espresental, Inventory Management keep the deck fueled and ready to go. Win conditions. Here's how this deck closes out games. 1. Voltron Commander damage. You suit up Lightning and knock out players with 21 Commander damage in 1 to 2 hits. 2. Extra combat steps with Aggravated Assault in either the Reaver Cleaver or Sword of Feast and Famine. You can chain infinite combats attacking until the table is dead. And 3. With overloaded damage doublers. Blade Historian or Gisela or Twin Blade Tyrant make Lightning swings overwhelming even without infinite combos. Piloting tips. In the early game, focus on rampant setup, cast Lightning quickly, and make sure you have at least one piece of protection ready. Use tutors early to grab utility gear like Hammer of Nazan or Swiftfoot Boost before going for flashy finishers. In the mid game, start stacking weapons and swinging with Lightning. Use your value engines to keep resources flowing, and position yourself so you can chain combats or threaten a one-shot kill. And in the late game, finish with infinite combats, double damage swings, or just overwhelming commander damage. And if Lightning is too expensive from the commander tax, pivot to your backup legends to close things out. And that's my build for Lightning Army of One. If you love Voltron decks that feel like a cinematic battle where your commander wields legendary weapons and carves through opponents in style, this is a perfect choice. Whether you're one-shotting someone with Colossus Hammer, jettering absurd treasures with the Reaver Cleaver, or chaining infinite combats with Aggravated Assault, Lightning makes every game feel epic. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments on which commander you'd like to see next. Until next time, bye.